bloc meetings, Gargi may be over in the national capital, but the focus has now shifted to Mumbai, where TMC leader Abhishek Banerjee is meeting Uddhav Thackeray at Matoshri. Those are the visuals now coming in, and I'll request the producer to play those visuals because this is an important meeting which is taking place of the India bloc. What really is on agenda? We'll try and connect with the reporter there to get those visuals.
Right, and very interesting, Maria. I mean, given two big regional players in this entire India, the opposition bloc, Abhishek Banerjee represented his aunt Mamata Banerjee at the meeting in Delhi, and now going. He was expected to return to Kolkata, but going to Mumbai now to meet with Uddhav Thackeray. Who did not come from that for that meeting, who sent his own representative. But yes, Akshay joins us for more from Matoshri. Akshay, अभी बताइए क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पर?
जी देखिए, दोनों पार्टी जो है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस हो या शिवसेना यूबीटी हो, ये दोनों पार्टी अपने अपने राज्यों में काफ़ी आक्रामक पार्टी के तौर पे उभर आई है। साथ ही साथ जिस प्रकार के नतीजे लोकसभा चुनाव के बाद आए हैं, उसके बाद इनकी आक्रामकता और इनको जो आंकड़े मिले वो काफ़ी अच्छे आंकड़े उद्धव ठाकरे को मिले। तो ये जाहिर सी बात थी कि जो बताया जा रहा है कि अभिषेक बैनर्जी उद्धव ठाकरे का अभिनंदन करने के लिए आए हैं, यहाँ पर कर्टसी मीट अभिषेक बैनर्जी की उद्धव ठाकरे के साथ है। लेकिन ये बात भी ऑब्वियस है कि जब दो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नेता मिल रहे हैं, साथ ही साथ इंडिया ब्लॉक के दो प्रमुख पार्टी के नेता यहाँ पर मिल रहे हैं, तो उनके बीच कहीं ना कहीं राजनीतिक बातचीत होनी तय है। साथ ही साथ इसके पहले जब इंडिया ब्लॉक की मीटिंग मुंबई में रखी गई थी, उस वक्त देखिल उद्धव ठाकरे के जरिए ममता बनर्जी को न्योता दिया गया था मातोश्री पर आने का। इस बार भी ममता बनर्जी आना चाहती थी, लेकिन उनके व्यस्त स्केड्यूल के कारण ममता बनर्जी ने अपने भतीजे अभिषेक बनर्जी जो खुद सांसद है उनको मिलने के लिए भेजा है। कहीं ना कहीं जिस प्रकार सत्ता जहां पर एनडीके ओर से सत्ता के लिए दावा किया जा रहा है और इंडिया ब्लॉक जो है एक मजबूत विपक्ष के तौर पर सामने आ रहा है और उसके दो पार्टी के नेताओं की मीटिंग आज मातोश्री पर हो रही है। तो इन मीटिंग में क्या कुछ हासिल होता है, क्योंकि देखा जाए तो दोनों घटक दल जो है इंडिया ब्लॉक में कहीं ना कहीं सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर नाराज थे। तृणमूल कांग्रेस भी काफ़ी नाराज थी इंडिया ब्लॉक में सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर। लेकिन जिस प्रकार की जीत अभी इंडिया ब्लॉक को हासिल हुई है, भले ही वो सरकार में शामिल नहीं हो रहे, सरकार नहीं बना पा रहे, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं इंडिया ब्लॉक एक मजबूत विपक्ष के तौर पर हमें दिख रहा है देश में। तो ये दो पार्टियों के नेता एक प्रमुख नेता माने जाते हैं, काफ़ी अच्छे प्लेयर, इनका काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस दोनों पार्टियों का रहा है लोकसभा चुनाव में। तो कहीं ना कहीं राजनीतिक बातचीत होना तय है और साथ ही साथ एक मजबूत विपक्ष अपने इंडिया गठबंधन को बनाने के लिए, इंडिया ब्लॉक को बनाने के ऊपर इन दोनों पार्टियों में चर्चा हो सकती है।
क्या मातोश्री से इंडिकेशंस आया है, क्या है एजेंडा इस मीटिंग का? क्या उद्धव ठाकरे की पार्टी ने कुछ इंडिकेट किया है कि क्या किस किस बात पर चर्चा होगी? क्योंकि आदित्य ठाकरे और अभिषेक बैनर्जी के बहुत अच्छे इक्वेशंस हैं, वो पर्सनल इक्वेशंस भी रखते हैं।
उद्धव ठाकरे के अभिषेक बैनर्जी जी बिल्कुल, अभिषेक बैनर्जी के जिस प्रकार से आदित्य ठाकरे के साथ पर्सनल रिलेशन है, साथ ही साथ उनकी जो हमारी बातचीत मातोश्री के सोर्सेस के साथ हुई थी, तो उनके द्वारा यही बताया गया था कि ये कर्टसी विजिट है। जिस प्रकार की जीत उद्धव ठाकरे ने हासिल की है और साथ ही साथ एमवीए जो इंडिया ब्लॉक का यहाँ का स्थानीय गठबंधन है महाविकास आघाड़ी, उन्होंने जिस प्रकार की जीत हासिल की है, साथ ही साथ जिस प्रकार उद्धव ठाकरे की पार्टी जो है उसका स्प्लिट हुआ था, उद्धव ठाकरे की पार्टी के दो गुट हुए थे, उसके बावजूद भी सिंबल नहीं था। ये सब होने के बावजूद जिस प्रकार की जीत उद्धव ठाकरे ने हासिल की है, तो सिर्फ अभिनंदन करने के लिए ये कर्टसी विजिट है ऐसा बताया जा रहा था। लेकिन ये भी बात उसमें होना तय है कि जो मीटिंग दिल्ली में हुई थी इंडिया ब्लॉक की, इंडिया गठबंधन की, उसमें उद्धव ठाकरे नहीं गए थे और कहीं ना कहीं एक जैसी विचारधारा, एक जगह उद्धव ठाकरे और दूसरी जगह ममता बनर्जी दोनों रखते हैं इंडिया गठबंधन में। तो क्या विचारधारा रहनी चाहिए इंडिया गठबंधन में, क्या भूमिका अपनी रहनी चाहिए, दोनों ये रीजनल पार्टी जो अपने अपने स्टेट में काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस इनका है, तो इस विषय पर चर्चा आज हो सकती है। वैसे इंडिकेशंस मातोश्री से हमें मिले हैं और साथ ही साथ ये यहाँ पर डिनर डिप्लोमेसी भी हो सकती है और जो बातचीत अभिषेक बैनर्जी और उद्धव ठाकरे में होगी, कहीं ना कहीं ये बातचीत ममता बनर्जी तक भी पहुंचाई जाएगी। फोन पर तो अक्सर उद्धव ठाकरे और ममता बनर्जी इनकी बात हो चुकी है, ऐसा बताया जा रहा है। तो इसके रेसिप्रोकेशन आने वाले दिनों में इंडिया गठबंधन में और साथ ही साथ इंडिया ब्लॉक जिस प्रकार से एक विपक्ष के तौर पर सामने आ रही है, तो इंडिया ब्लॉक में भी इसके रेसिप्रोकेशन ये मीटिंग के दिखाई देंगे आने वाले दिनों में।
These visuals of that meeting that is going to take place shortly at Matoshri. There are
Or is
another
taking place,
developments.
in fact, Maria, and just to dwell on this for a moment, since you're such a, you've been covering all these meetings that have been taking place, and Mamta Banerjee, it's interesting to see that Abhishek Banerjee is, sent across to meet with Uddhav Thackeray. Mamta Banerjee likes to, have her own equations with the various regional leaders. So, that meeting currently taking place in Matoshri.
That's right. Mamata Banerjee is of course the party number 4 in terms of the strength in the Lok Sabha. So Abhishek Banerjee, he has also won with a significant margin from Diamond Harbour. He has an important role to play in coming days and months also within his party. Let's also try and connect with Aishwarya, who's joining us from Vijayawada, because those are the developments taking place in also Vijayawada, where Chandrababu Naidu is all set to leave Vijayawada for New Delhi because the NDA Parliamentary Party meeting is going to take place tomorrow. Aishwarya, what are you seeing?
Well, certainly on one side, the TDP MPs have already taken flight to Delhi, and they will be reaching at around 10 p.m. Out there. On the other side, Chandrababu Naidu will leave at around 9 p.m. from a special flight. These are the visuals where I'm standing from the airport itself, where he will be taking a special flight. Arrangements had been made for Chandrababu Naidu to arrive over here very shortly. We're expecting him to arrive along with the key leaders. Remember, there was a very crucial meeting that took place today afternoon, where Chandrababu Naidu met the TDP MPs. 16 of them, 10 physically were present, 6 joined through the video call, and it was a clear message to them. We spoke to several of the MPs after that meeting. It was stated by those MPs to us that Chandrababu Naidu has said that they will stick to NDA, and currently, they have no negotiation or no demands for the negotiation to be done by the top NDA branch. Chandrababu Naidu is so quiet; he's a humble leader, and they will go with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and under his leadership, they will continue to work for the betterment of Andhra Pradesh as well. But certainly, the sources also stated on the other side that yes, there are demands. Of course, the speaker position is something that the TDP is demanding for, and shipping ministry is something that they are looking very closely for. Now, what happens tomorrow is something that all eyes would be, because Chandrababu Naidu will again be meeting with top brass leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA itself. Pawan Kalyan has already left from Hyderabad to Delhi. He met Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with his family, and it was greetings that were sent by
So,
Pawan
Aishwarya,
Kalyan from
what one has
Hyderabad
been
to
hearing
Prime
through
Minister,
the
and
day-
those visuals also we saw.
Right, Aishwarya, what one has been hearing regarding this, hard bargaining,
Yes.
that the TDP wants the speaker's position, they want this formula of, one ministerial berth for every 4 MPs. But also on the other hand, right now, Chandrababu Naidu has, come back to power after a long time, getting this center stage, at the center as well. And of course, his priority is Andhra Pradesh. And so therefore, he's not interested in, too much of a hard bargain, because he needs a lot from the center for the state as well. And we've been talking about special status for Andhra. So that is what through the day we've been hearing regarding these negotiations.
Well, certainly it's the return of a kingmaker, although he has 16 MPs, second largest party as far as the NDA is concerned. But he is going to be the next Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Several demands are on the table as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Special status is something that Chandrababu Naidu has been speaking of, and also Amravati to be named as a capital. A lot of infrastructure needs to be grown, and therefore a lot of finance is required from the center. And when Chandrababu Naidu can have a healthy relation with the centre, Prime Minister Narendra Modi over there, then things can go very easily over here, and therefore the reason perhaps not much negotiation is on the cards as far as the current situation is concerned. It could be at a later stage when probably after 6 months or 8 months Andhra Pradesh needs something different, but at present it is just a plain game that is being played as far as TDP and Jan Sena and the Bharatiya Janata Party alliance here in Andhra Pradesh is concerned. And we've been also told that Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Home Minister Amit Shah, the top leadership will be also invited for the Chandrababu Naidu swearing in ceremony that will be taking place on June 12th at Amravati.
72 hours to go for the swearing in ceremony of the new Modi government, and the indications clearly is that the BJP is in no mood to let go of the ministries which form the Cabinet Committee on Security Affairs, which is the CCS. Sources clearly saying that the BJP is likely to keep the four Raisina Hills portfolios of Home, Defence, External Affairs and Finance. And these are very critical because there is an indication, again, as we have been saying, Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar would want some important portfolios because these are coalition era veterans who have emerged as the kingmakers in this election. Let's bring in Ghazali, who is joining us from outside 7 LKM. Ghazali, even as we speak, there's an important meeting that is going on outside, at Prime Minister's residence where Mr. Shah, Mr. Nadda are meeting the Prime Minister. This is, of course, part of the responsibilities that have been given to them, that Rajnath Singh, Mr. Shah and Mr. Nadda will be speaking to the alliance partners as to how their entire, demands can be accommodated.
Oh yes, certainly. Through the day, hectic meetings were going on, and after that, perhaps this is a time of assessment that what was assigned to these ministers, the senior leaders of the BJP to strike conversation or kind of convince the alliance partners for the coalition government. What progress has been made on that, and that is why this meeting is going on, because we have been hearing from different sources that there are demands for both the parties, though the leaders are saying that it's an unconditional alliance. But Mr. Naidu as well as Mr. Nitish Kumar will certainly look for some plum portfolios in the new government for their own MPs, and that is why this discussion or the meeting is being held at PM's residence, where Mr. Shah and other top leaders are present.
So that important meeting taking place at the Prime Minister's residence. Continue to be with us. We will be cutting across to those visuals when they start coming in from Vijayawada.
That's right. We're also now joined by Nirja Chaudhary, a senior journalist, someone who's watched many governments come and go. And Nirja, so right now we're all, agog with the negotiations, the formation of the government, who's going to get what. There's just 72 hours, as we mentioned earlier, to go for the swearing in. So what are you hearing? What is your assessment of what is taking place right now? Nobody knows how hard the alliance partners are currently pushing.
Well, the alliance partners, particularly the two large ones, TDP and Janata Dal U of Nitish Kumar, are well placed to strike a hard bargain, given the position that the BJP finds itself in. And I believe the BJP is also reaching out to some people in the others category, which have 18 MPs, independents, and 1 or 2 member parties. So, but these two, of course, there is the question of how many cabinet rank seats they get, each one of these parties. And secondly, what are the portfolios? It's very unlikely that the BJP will give up on the 4 central portfolios, the 4 top portfolios of Home, External Affairs, Defence and Finance. The TDP, of course, both parties will want a special package for their states, which the BJP, I'm sure, will consider. The TDP is trying to strike a very hard bargain on this Lok Sabha speaker. The speaker becomes very critical in coalition government, particularly if the partners of the ruling group suspect that the BJP, because it doesn't have a majority, might try to break their parties. If that happens, the role of the speaker becomes critical. And of course, the role of the speaker, as we have seen, to disqualify members, to suspend them, throw them out, of course, ran through the legislation. I mean, he or she has very wide-ranging powers. So, and the BJP, for that very reason, would not like the speaker's post to go to any other party. So that is going to be a sticky situation. Of course, there are the other issues of what will be put on the back burner in terms of issues, what they will go together on. You know, the Agniveer scheme, the allies are saying should be reviewed. There are the question of one nation, one election. Will the BJP be able to go ahead with it? A uniform civil code may become a little more difficult. It may have to be followed at the state level. So there are those kinds of issues also. But for the moment, I think the Prime Minister would probably like all the nuts and bolts to fall in place before the swearing in takes place on Sunday evening.
Okay. And TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu, he will be leaving from Vijayawada any moment now, and that is the flight that he will be taking to Delhi. He is coming along with all his party MPs, all 16 of them who are traveling in that flight with Mr. Naidu. Remember, TDP is demanding the Lok Sabha Speaker's post. The BJP sources, though, are clearly saying that there is no question of giving the Speaker's role, but they may settle for the Deputy Speaker, similar to the fact that in the Rajya Sabha, in the current Rajya Sabha, the Deputy Chairman's post is held by the JDU. Let's bring in Aishwarya. Aishwarya, we can see the plane there at Vijayawada. Certainly, it's a small airport. And where is Mr. Naidu at present?
Well, that's right. That's a special flight on which Chandrababu Naidu would be boarding very soon. There you can see now the cavalcade of Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has just arrived at the Vijayawada airport. We are bringing you these live visuals from Vijayawada airport, where TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu has recently emerged victorious and had got a landslide victory in both assembly segments and the Lok Sabha segment. Now arriving over here, waving to the media as well over there. There you can see Chandrababu Naidu now arriving at Vijayawada airport. Will be shortly leaving to the national capital from here on, as there is all important NDA parliamentary meeting he will be attending. And there you can see waving to the media as he is now entering to the Vijayawada airport. Shortly will be taking that special flight and will be landing at around 10 p.m. to the national capital, where he would be directly heading to Mr. Jaidev Galla's residence, as we have been told. As of now, he will be staying overnight over there, and tomorrow morning he will be meeting top leaders from the NDA. And yes, of course, as we were speaking about the negotiations being done, he had flexed his muscles as far as his powers are concerned. 16 Lok Sabha seats that the TDP had won from Andhra Pradesh certainly have those numbers where they can bargain enough from the top brass of the NDA. And
Yes,
of course, we know that
both these parties
the Bharatiya Janata
and
Party
both these
will not
leaders,
let
Nitish
go.
Kumar's JDU and Chandrababu Naidu's TDP, are very critical and vital in the government formation. In fact, the fact is that they have been kingmakers in the past. Again, they
And they're
are
veterans
kingmakers
of
of
coalition politics
Absolutely.
and being in part of coalitions as well. And of course, Chandrababu Naidu in the past has been, at the center. And it's interesting to see him, Maria, back, at the center stage in a sense, and seeing him coming to Delhi. But Nirja Chaudhary is still with us. In your view, it's, as we said, 72 hours for that swearing-in ceremony that's going to take place on Sunday at around 6 p.m. What are your expectations? Do you think it'll be, will by that time, would a lot of this been thrashed out and we'll have several people being sworn in along with the Prime Minister, or do you think just a handful?
I think, I would think the way the Prime Minister seems to be reacting now, that he wants to tie up everything and the glitches to be over. And, when you form coalition governments, it's not easy. It's a very different ball game. And I remember Atal Bihari Vajpayee, 1998 government. I mean, लोग कहते थे उनको रुला दिया था. Mamta, Samta and Jayalalitha, that was the favorite thing. He wasn't even allowed to have his finance minister. Just one thing he wanted, his name had gone to the president, and it had to be undone because RSS wanted somebody else. They didn't want Jaswant Singh. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, a different name went to the president. Lakshma Rao's time, 3 lists went to the president of who will be in the cabinet. So coalition governance does bring different challenges, and they are to be expected. But I'm told the Prime Minister had told his Council of Ministers yesterday, coalition dharma nibhayenge. That's a challenge, and we will do it. So I suspect that he will want all ends to be tied up, and many to be sworn with him if possible on Sunday.
Right. And he's known to be very, very politically agile, Mr. Naidu. It's all, right now it is being said that there are 9 lives of these two leaders. Nirja.
Especially Nitish Kumar. My goodness, what a comeback for him and in this bargaining power. But also, Maria, you spoke of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. That brings to mind Pramod Mahajan. Earlier, we had from the BJP Arun Jaitley, who was such an astute politician and, one of those old hands at Delhi politics, new people across the board. Nirja, do you think now there's a need for somebody like that for this coordination that's going to be required for the coalition?
Will Modi Shah be relying more on Rajnath Singh and perhaps even Mr. Nitin Gadkari, or will the Prime Minister be doing that himself?
I think, of course, it's the Prime Minister's prerogative, but it's possible that he consults colleagues. He may consult people in the senior leaders in the BJP, of course. We may consult people in the RSS also. The consultations will now be on issues and decisions, probably will now be more wide-ranging. And so it's a different style of functioning that will kick in.
I didn't mean just consulting, Nirja. I meant, would they need someone who, is the person who, talks to all the allies and keeps, and a little bit of back and forth, softens them up in a sense. The way Mr. Pramod Mahajan, one remembers how he could, go across and talk to all the allies, all the other parties, and Arun Jaitley.
Yes, I think Prime Minister may need somebody to coordinate this. So far, Mr. Amit Shah has been doing it. He may continue to do it. So let's see. And I think with the senior leaders in the coalition, Prime Minister will probably talk directly himself also, because that is one of their grievances in the past, that they had moved through somebody else.
Yes, I think that's what the indication so far is also coming in. Nirja, I really appreciate your time, and also what BJP sources are telling us that they will not be letting go of critical infra portfolios like road transport and highways. And the key again here is the Railways Ministry. While the JDU has been demanding it. So Ghazali, come in on this. What is really the room for negotiation, which is a no-go zone? So CCS is a no-go zone. Railways Ministry is a no-go zone. So what is open for negotiation then?
See, some portfolios which are being sort of discussed or may have a scope of alliance partners getting it is maybe, as you said, railway is a no-go zone, or finance, defense and home ministries are no-go zone. So perhaps rural development ministry or corporate affairs ministry are some ministries which may be negotiated for the alliance partners, be it from the JDU or TDP. And also Naidu's party, Mr. Naidu's party is in power in Andhra right now. So BJP leaders are also getting accommodated in the new government there. So some kind of parley will happen between the two parties or the partners of the NDA. And what exactly is transpiring, or which ministries, who will be getting these ministries, is under discussion right now. So those plum ministries in the cabinet like home, defense, finance will stay with the BJP, but other ministries may go to the alliance partners.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Ghazali, for joining us there. And it's going to be a fun 72 hours, Maria. We're going to continue to discuss all this, track all the meetings that are going to be taking place tomorrow in the national capital.
Yes, it's a day of big meetings, including the NDA parliamentary party meeting, which will be happening. Aishwarya, thank you so much. You can rest for perhaps next 24 hours till the time Mr. Naidu goes back to Vijayawada. And Ghazali, thank you so much. You'll be there till the time the meeting gets over. That's all from Gargi and me.
Yes. Well, thanks so much for watching. Good night.